Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, and boy oh boy do we have some awesome information to go over in regards to Black Ops Cold War. Now, like usual, this information is coming from the community of data miners and leakers, and not from Treyarch or Activision themselves. And I've got to say, guys, right at the very beginning of this video, can we all just agree that this whole pawn takes pawn thing is the stupidest marketing campaign in Call of Duty history? They feed players breadcrumbs that lead to pretty much nowhere, and the update that we had today was so janky that Treyarch accidentally gave everybody the secret codes that we were supposed to decipher right away, and all the codes led to was a site that said, hey, come back tomorrow, maybe there'll be something here. It is the most annoying marketing campaign that we've ever had so far. They basically do this, I think, for the zombies YouTubers. It kind of just gives them something to do and something to make videos on, I guess, but you don't really get any actual information from this website whatsoever. The real information, the stuff that people actually care about, is coming from data mined sources and leaks, and that's what we're going to be discussing here today. First things first, let's go over the 21 different score streaks that have been leaked for Black Ops Cold War. I'll have a link to all the leaked images down in the description. I probably shouldn't show them in this video because Activision could take the video down, and you guys know as well as I how much Activision would love to just strike my channel again. Right now I currently have one strike. It's from Activision. If I get 2 more, channel's gone, so gotta be careful with that. But on your screen right now are going to be all 21 of these score streaks for Black Ops Cold War. At 500 score, we have the Incendiary Bow, and the description reads, arrows burn targets and the surrounding area. This sounds a bit like Outrider's bow from Black Ops 4, but flaming, obviously, and it's also the lowest score streak in the game, so I would assume you only get 1 or 2 shots with it, but yeah, a flaming bow and arrow is going to be the very first score streak, the lowest score streak, rather, within Black Ops Cold War. At 600 score, we have the RCXD. At 700, we have armor, and this is really interesting. This is basically going to be the return of ballistic vests from Modern Warfare 3. We don't know if you can place them down like you could in Modern Warfare 3 and your teammates can pick them up, or if maybe you just activate that score streak and suddenly your character has armor, but the armor is going to make it so you take less damage from enemies, and eventually, after absorbing enough damage, your armor will break. But yeah, ballistic vests apparently are going to be returning from Modern Warfare 3 into Black Ops Cold War. At 800, we have the UAV. At 900, we have the counter UAV. At 1000, we have the return of the flamethrower, which I think is pretty awesome. It fits the theme of Cold War and Vietnam and stuff like that, and I imagine if it's actually any good, then it's going to dominate on close-range maps like Moscow, and fingers crossed, you can use it to burn down the annoying bushes on Cartel. That probably won't happen, but it would be awesome. A man can dream, I suppose. Moving along here, at 1250, we have the care package. At 1400, we have the Sentry Turret. At 1500, we have the return of the Death Machine, and I think that's really interesting because this thing is going to cost less than half of what it takes to earn the War Machine, so presumably as a result, the Death Machine is going to be pretty weak. I suppose time will tell, but moving along here, at 1750, we have the cruise missile returning. At 2000, we have the artillery. At 2250, we have the hand cannon, and a lot of people are asking me about this. The hand cannon is basically going to be the Annihilator that Seraph would use as her specialist weapon, but in score streak form. The description for the score streak says it's going to be a super high caliber revolver with good damage and good wall penetration, and the icon we see here is probably a temp one, but it's a Desert Eagle, so I'm definitely interested to see what this is going to look like in game. Moving along here, next up we have the Napalm at 2,500. At 3,000 we have the Air Patrol. At 3,250 we have the War Machine, which of course we saw all this stuff back during the beta, but at 3,500 we see the return of the Strafe Run. Now, these higher streaks are definitely where the game is going to get a whole lot more interesting, because after the Strafe Run, we have the Attack Helicopter at 4,000, and then, ladies and gentlemen, we have the Harp. Right, the Harp is going to be in the game. The Harp stands for High Altitude Reconnaissance Plane, and what it does is it shows enemy position and direction on the minimap. The description of this streak is basically that of the Blackbird and the Orbital VSAT from Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 respectively, and this is something the fans have been wanting to return to Call of Duty for a very long time, so I think we're all pretty excited about this. But the problem with this, however, is we don't know for a fact if it's going to be like the Blackbird or if maybe it's going to work more so like an advanced UAV. So maybe right now we shouldn't get too excited, but let it be known that a Blackbird-style streak will indeed be in Black Ops Cold War. But I have to wonder, if people are able to go for this and they're able to continuously die but still earn progress towards their streaks, therefore more people are going to have access to the Blackbird than usual, I have to wonder, are they going to make it so Ghost will counter this score streak? And if so, will the score streak even be all that useful? Again, I suppose time will tell. Moving along here, we have the Chopper Gunner at 6,000 score, and then we have the VTOL Escort at 8,000 score. The VTOL Escort description says that we can lay waste to enemy infantry and vehicles from the cockpit of a powerful VTOL jet. So basically, it sounds like we're going to be controlling what is a Harrier for all intents and purposes, and presumably we're going to be able to move it around. So if you want to try to picture this, picture it to be like the gunship that we saw back in Black Ops 1, but instead of it being a chopper, it's going to be a VTOL jet. That definitely sounds pretty awesome. And the final score streak, the 21st and final score streak for the game, is actually going to be called the Gunship. You can only get it with 10,000 score, which is obscene, and it looks to basically be the return of the AC-130. Now, I've got to say, with that being said here, can you imagine what it would be like to earn a 10,000 score streak in Black Ops Cold War and then have it be shot down in literally 3 seconds by one person using the default RPD class? I've said it time and time again. I bring it up pretty much every single time I talk about Black Ops Cold War, but that vehicle damage barrel that every gun in the game has access to needs to only affect vehicles like tanks and jeeps and snowmobiles and stuff like that. Making it so your guns can do more damage to score streaks essentially makes them useless if the other team is actually smart, and I would hate to have a situation where someone has to go off and get 10,000 score in a match and call in this AC-130 and then have it be shot down pretty much immediately. That sounds awful, but regardless, there you guys have it. Those are the 21 score streaks that will be available in Black Ops Cold War at launch, or rather are likely going to be available. I should say this is leaked information. It's pulled straight from the game files. We have footage of a lot of this stuff already, so they're definitely in the game files, but things can always change, right? We still have, like 2 weeks before Black Ops Cold War comes out, so chances are the stuff is not going to be changed, but take everything with a tiny little pinch of salt, because maybe the names are going to change, or maybe the cost to actually acquire certain streaks is going to change, maybe the description or something is going to change, but these are the things that are in the game files. We have images, we have videos of all of them, so yeah, those are the things that are going to be in Black Ops Cold War. The things may change between now and November 13th. And moving along here, we have a couple other bits of interesting news. The inspect animation for the Commando has been leaked. I'll put a link to that down in the description. It is a very rough around the edges kind of weapon inspection. It's definitely an early build of the weapon inspect system, but Treyarch has confirmed a while ago that weapon inspection and executions are going to be available in Black Ops Cold War at launch. On top of that, we also have some leaks that show the Barrett 50 cal sniper rifle in game, right? And what's really cool about this, again, links to all this down in the description, but the cool thing is in that image where we see the 50 cal in the menus, we see camos for the very first time. Now, we don't see the camos actually on the guns themselves, so we see the little icons for the camos. We have camo categories like default, special, and then of course mastery, and it also appears that the system from Black Ops 4 is going to be returning, and that we're going to have separate earnable camos for multiplayer and zombies, which I think is pretty cool. And this does confirm for a fact that mastery camos will be returning within Black Ops Cold War, but the problem is we don't know exactly what they're going to look like, at least as of right now. And here's to hoping, guys, here is to hoping that Treyarch does not pull a Modern Warfare and make the mastery camos, the special camos, and the standard camos all really boring just for the sake of quote-unquote realism, right? We don't need that to happen again. History repeats itself so much. People always say they want realism in their Call of Duty game, and as a result, everything we can earn in-game is really boring, and then the fun and interesting stuff comes out 4 or 5 months into the game's life cycle, and it's all available via the Battle Pass or the in-game shop and stuff like that. Stop with that. Just stop with it. Call of Duty is not realistic. It's never been realistic. It'll never be realistic. It can be grounded, sure, but don't make it boring. Make it so the stuff we can earn in-game. Make it so the gold camo is amazing. Make it so the diamond equivalent is amazing. Make it so wherever the equivalent of dark matter is, make sure that's amazing. Make sure the operators we get and the weapon variants and all that stuff, let's make sure they're all actually good this year, and make it so we can actually earn them as compared to typing in credit card information, right? I hate that every single year, but you guys have heard me rant and rave about that way too many times here in the channel, so I'm not going to do that anymore, at least here today. And I think I'm going to wrap this video up there, guys. I mean, those are the big leaks that we have right now. We have all the score streaks. We have the return of the 50 cal. We do know that there are going to be 3 separate weapon camo categories, which is interesting, including mastery. And we have our first look at weapon inspections as well. And you know what's crazy? This video is not even that long, right? I feel like I've given you guys more information about Black Ops Cold War in this short little video than Treyarch has in like the past month. And that's how bad the Pawn Takes Pawn website marketing campaign really is. It's awful. I get it. Bowman has a son. We get it. We all finally get it. Can we learn more about the prestige system? That'd be fantastic, Treyarch. Please. Man, I don't know. This marketing campaign, I'm just not a fan of it whatsoever. But either way, I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. If you did, consider leaving a like. Thank you all so much for listening. And I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.